The Amazon is home to thousands of indigenous communities and valuable ecosystems. However, this vast region is also occupied by an increasing number of oil concessions. The journalistic alliance Manchados por el Petróleo, or Stained by Oil, carried out a geospatial analysis of 4 Amazonian countries to identify the areas of influence of oil-related activities. How many oil fields overlap with indigenous territories and sensitive ecosystems in Bolivia, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru? This analysis was done using data from the Amazon network of georeferenced socio-environmental information. It found that oil concessions in the 4 countries overlap with 1,647 indigenous territories, home to indigenous communities and reservations of people living in voluntary isolation. There's also overlap with 52 protected areas. The total amount of oil concession overlap with both indigenous lands and protected areas in the 4 countries came to more than 29 million hectares, or more than 71 million acres, or an area the size of Italy. In Colombia, 106 indigenous reservations have been affected by the presence of oil concessions. In fact, 84 of these reservations fall entirely within the boundaries of these concessions. In Ecuador, 480 of the country's 643 indigenous communities have oil fields within their territories. Most of these, 402, are 100% covered. In Peru, 1,001 indigenous communities have oil concessions overlapping with their territories. There are also 3 voluntarily isolated indigenous communities in Peru whose territories contain oil blocks. In Bolivia, 57 indigenous communities have oil concessions within their territories. According to experts, exploring and drilling for oil could have negative impact on the survival of indigenous communities. Yet, the overlaps persist, despite attempts to thwart them by recognizing the land as conservation areas or designating it as indigenous territories. Silvana Baldovino, from the Peruvian Society for Environmental Law, says this is due to the fact that communities only have ownership of the soil itself, while the resources that lie beneath, the oil in this case, belong to the government.